Hi, welcome back to Rohrich Knows Podcast, helping you become a better and more informed you. So today, I am honored to have with me Miss Texas 2000.
Yes, Miss Texas, United States, 2018.
2018,
yes.
Andrea Fox Downing.
Yes.
She's amazing. And we're going to talk about empowering women. I mean, what a great topic, what a hot topic. And she's the founder and CEO of Women Already Connected. So Andrea, tell us about that. What do you do and how did you get into that? I mean, obviously you've been empowered, you're a natural all your life. So and she's, by the way, she's a native Texan, of course.
Yes.
So, I'm not a native Texan, but I got here as soon as I could. So I'm trying.
We welcomed you with open arms.
Yes, of course. That's why I'm here in Texas,
Yes.
But you're a true native. See,
yes.
Everybody wants to be a Texan, but anyway.
Yeah.
So, all right, so tell us about you. So tell us, how did you get involved and how did you start this? I mean, I see this all the time on your Instagram. By the way, you've got to follow her on Instagram. Tell us your handle.
It's at Women Already Connected.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty easy. But no, I've always been, my entire life, I loved making people laugh and just putting them in a good, mindset and head frame. And so it just, empowering people just came very naturally to me. But in 2018, after I won Miss Texas United States, I had been competing for so many years. It was like I checked that box and I was like, okay, now what do I do? And I was in a sales career that I just wasn't overly passionate about, didn't really care. And so I was like, no, really, like, what do I do now? And so at that point, I started growing in my faith a lot more. And it was the first time I read the Bible cover to cover.
Really?
And yes. And one of the verses that stood out to me was in Luke, and it says, give and it will be given to you. And I thought, okay, so I'm searching for direction. I'm searching for empowerment to figure out what I want to do. Maybe if I start empowering other people, it will be given to me, and I'll, in a sense, be empowered as well. And
that's
so
positive karma.
Yeah, and so that's really what started it. But I spent a lot of time with my mentor. Her name's Lisa Song Sutton. She's serial entrepreneur. She's the LP of a VC fund. She's just like this amazing businesswoman. And every time I would be around her, I would feel so hungry to learn and do my own thing. I'm like, okay, so what can I do? What can I achieve? And then I would hang out with other women, back here in Dallas, and I was like, oh my gosh, all we talk about is like other people and pop culture and celebrities, and I would leave the conversations exhausted. So I started Women Already Connected selfishly to, level up my group of friends, and started as a dinner with 9 of us. And
9 of your friends?
Yeah, well, Technically, there was only 4 of them that I knew. The other 4 I just followed on Instagram.
And you invited them?
I invited them to dinner. I loved how they carried themselves. They loved fashion. They were about their business. They just carried themselves a certain way, and I was like, please come to my dinner, and they did. And yeah, we grew to pre-COVID, we had 65 ladies every month coming to the dinner, and then now, we have over 400 members and growing, so it's really cool.
Tell us what you do and how you get involved. So
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So we host monthly networking happy hours, and they're at beautiful restaurants around Dallas, and then we host educational seminars, and then we do community outreach, which is a big piece of ours. So we do things like making sandwiches for food insecurities at schools, or picking up trash, donating money. We did a virtual book drive recently, so that's a big piece of us as well, as community outreach. And so we're launching our memberships in probably about 3 weeks, which I'm really excited about. We'll have an online community, and yeah, I'm just really pumped about it. Overall, we've had over 1,600 women in Dallas come to our events. We've just moved out to Longview as well, which is where I'm from in East Texas, and so we have a chapter out there, so we host once a quarter out there. But it's really just about bringing women together that are very like-minded, that are multifaceted, that are interested in a lot of things. We have a lot of women that are married, that have children, but they have a career and they have a side hustle, and it's like they have this mindset of like, well, why can't I do it? Who says I can't?
So tell us about some of your success stories, some of your fun ones that you've helped with.
Absolutely. So we've had one woman, she was a teacher, and she was kind of getting the feeling that it just wasn't the right path for her. So she came to a few of our events and met some personal trainers, and then now she's a successful personal trainer here in Dallas. And let me think. There's one woman that has her own dental practice, and when I first met her, she started coming to our events pre-COVID, and she was like, I really want to open my own dental practice, and I want it to be like a spa. And I was like, I think, totally, you should do that. And then I ran into her again, and she was like, I got the building. And then I ran into her, and then now she has a successful practice. And so I think it's just about surrounding yourself with women that will be like, no, like, that's not a crazy idea. You can totally do that if you want to do that. So.
Right, exactly. And also, you should never be the smartest person in the room, because if you are, you need to get out of the room.
100%. I'm definitely never the smartest person in the room. Ever. All the women that come to my events, I'm always so impressed with them. But what I'm really good at is cultivating the environment for these women to come together. Well, that's my strength.
That's what I've noticed, and and just from looking at it, and you have some really incredible names, and also you elevate everybody, because you surround yourself with people that are smart. Guess what? You become smarter. You become better.
Absolutely.
And I think that's really important. So I think that's great. So how do people get involved? I know you said you have a membership drive coming up. Tell us about that.
Yes. So we'll be launching a membership in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and we'll have an online portal so the women can actually communicate outside of the events and connect, not just on social media, but they'll be able to message each other, share success stories. We'll have blogs, different stuff like that. But right now you can follow us on Instagram and then keep track of our events and come to our events. We'd love to have you. They're a lot of fun. We love to keep the tickets cost effective, so that they're not too crazy. But most of the time they're between $35, $45. You get 2 drinks and appetizers, and then we'll have 3 speakers that come. So we'll have either a woman that's an entrepreneur and then a couple women in corporate, because our breakdown is about 40% entrepreneurs, 60% women in corporate America. So we like to give a balance, because we have about 25-30% that do both, and they have a side hustle and they work in corporate America. Right. So we love to bring in speakers that they can learn from both.
So how do they contact you? Is it through social media?
Correct. Or
Instagram?
They can email me at andrea@womenalreadyconnected.com and see ways that they can get involved. They can get added to our email list.
Okay.
And so then we can update them immediately whenever the memberships are available.
Okay. So what's next? What's next for you?
Yeah. So for the organization, I would love to, once we have the online portal going, we're going to spread to some different cities. I've got some contacts, some women that have reached out from across the nation that have said, I'd love to have a chapter here. Would you partner with me and do that?
Oh,
so
really?
I'd love for it to be a nationally recognized brand. We do large conferences. I'd love to have, a VC fund attached to it. I think that would be amazing to really lean in on the entrepreneurial side, be able to invest in actual women. There's just so much you can do, especially now since we got approved as a nonprofit last week.
So tell us about that. So you were an LLC before.
Yes.
And now you're
my thought process, you don't know until you know, right? And so I'm just learning, and I booked it as an LLC because I was like, okay, we're going to do memberships and we'll have to sell stuff. So I was like, it needs to be an LLC. But the more that I spoke to corporations, they were like, we can do so much more with you if you're a nonprofit. And so we had to do a transition, which is a little bit more sticky than just creating a nonprofit out of thin air. And so that process took a little longer than expected, but we finally got approval last week. So I'm super pumped about that.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Well, I think that's phenomenal. So what are like some take-home points for women that really want to be involved, and what do you find is the common traits for empowering women? I mean, obviously, you're a natural. I mean, you are. I mean, you're a born winner. I mean, and also becoming Miss Texas USA. Yeah. That's not a small task. I mean, that's a whole nother topic. But so, what do you think it takes to be empowered as a woman today in the United States?
Yeah. So I always tell women to use your past challenges as something to, project you to what you want to become. So I haven't had the easiest route, you would say. So, I didn't meet my dad till I was 18. So that comes with its own, challenges. I was had a stalker in college for 6 months that sexually assaulted me. It was a very intense time. But that happens to so many women in America. And I was in a car accident 6 years ago and had a moderate traumatic brain injury. I had to go to brain therapy for 9 months for short-term memory and word finding. So I had to kind of relearn how to learn. So I say take everything that you've been through and use that as a builder of your confidence and your self-esteem of like, look what I've overcome. Not like, woe is me, look what happened. Right. But a lot of it, I feel like God put me through that because he was trying to prove to me that it doesn't matter what obstacles or mountains come in my way, like I'm going to overcome them, so it doesn't really matter. I would definitely say use that. I would say utilize a community. So I think
Right.
that's what we stand on, is surrounding yourself with like-minded people that are going to uplift you, they're going to breathe life into you, that are going to challenge you even.
Right.
And that's been a big catalyst for Women Already Connected. That's one of our, that's what we stand on. But then also just, I think, honestly, just building that empowerment. So that's what we're talking about, right? Is
Right.
building and like having empowerment, but help other women. So providing mentorship, looking back and thinking, okay, so thinking about who you were 5 years ago and how you can help that girl, because
Right.
there's someone out there that needs that story and they need to hear from it. And you may think that it's very simple and you may think it's not that big of a deal, but think about what the guidance that you needed 5 years ago and share that and provide type of mentorship to other women. And it's only going to empower you and make, help you reach who you want to become as well.
Wow, well said. I mean, amazing. I will tell you, I mean, all those things you talked about, the positivity, giving back, and, all those positive vibes. I mean, those are all things, and building on all of the things that have not been, that have been negative, but you turn them into positive things.
Absolutely.
I mean, those are things that really make somebody stronger and better, because, the pathway in life is never this way. It's always up and down, up and down. I mean, this is never the pathway. And, we all build our success on our previous past failures and things that didn't go well. And I think that's a very powerful message. So I will say, Andrea, you rock. Your organization is amazing, and we'll actually guide you to her organization. And remember, Andrea Fox Downing, she is empowered, she's positive, she gives back. You rock. So thank you so much. Please leave us your comments and questions, and we'll direct you to Andrea's social media, and stay tuned. Until next time, helping you become a better you.